One Zambia, one nation, a warm welcome to Zanis News. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines in the news. President Hichilema graces Kulamba traditional ceremony. Mining operationalization agreement signed. Flour milling plant awaits commissioning. Plus, Kafue receives funds for drought relief. Zanis News in detail with Faith Katai, and my sign language interpreter is Joas Shikombwe. Government has disclosed that it has secured funds to work on the Chipata-Lundazi and Chipata-Chadiza roads to easy transportation of goods and services. President Hakainde Hichilema has since directed Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, Charles Milupi, to ensure works on the two roads commence as soon as possible. President Hichilema was speaking in Katete district when he graced the Kulamba traditional ceremony of the Chewa people of Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia. Lubasi Mutafela reports that the head of state has also expressed gratitude to Paramount Chief Kalonga Gawa Undi for his dedication in bringing together the Chewa communities from the three countries, as this is significant in the upholding peace in the region.
Kulamba is one of Zambia's biggest traditional ceremony, hosted at Mukaika, the traditional headquarters for the Chewa of Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia. Mukaika comes from a river west of Undi village in Katete district. Here, various traditional activities are performed, including paying homage to Gawa Undi, the Chewa king, by hundreds of chiefs from far and wide. President Hakainde Hichilema officiated at the ceremony, recognizing the historical significance of the event in national building.
Is the basis, the foundation of our characters, and we must retain the culture and our traditions. And we want to thank through Gawa all the traditional leaders in our three countries for sustaining our culture. I must also indicate that these ceremonies, our ceremonies, continue to act as a binding glue to all our people to foster peace, security, stability, and unity, which are extremely important as a base for Chitukuko, for development. Absolutely essential ingredients to drive our developmental agenda. Peace, security, stability, and unity is important. We will achieve more. Society has always achieved more in unity and very little in division or conflict.
The president also touched on other matters of concern.
Your government in 3 years today, we're 3 years in government today, on the spot today, we're 3 years in government, and we've been able to deliver quite a lot, including free education for all our children across the country. All of our, we're working very hard, Kalonga Gawa Undi, just to inform you that the Katete Janida road must move very quickly, we agree. I must also inform you to emphasize that the Chipata Lundazi going to Chasefu Road, we've already secured funding and the work will commence very, very quickly.
The royal establishment also hinted on issues affecting their subjects.
Should promote and support agricultural practices such as drip irrigation at the village level to allow our people to grow crops throughout the year. Low-cost irrigation systems should be made easily accessible to our people in rural areas. Our farmers need enhanced extension services for them to improve their productivity and range of crops grown. I'm aware that our people are generally committed to the growth of agriculture in the three countries. What limits the production of various crops is climate change, inadequate inputs, poor distribution, poor road infrastructure, and access to markets.
Representatives from Malawi and Mozambique also spoke at the ceremony.
Of natural disasters such as dry spells, which have affected harvest in some areas, especially in the southern region. The government of His Excellency Dr. Lazarus Makate Chakwera is committed to seeing to it that no Malawian dies of hunger this year.
Representatives from Malawi and Mozambique also spoke at the ceremony. The last annual traditional ceremony was held in 2022, making it one of the highly anticipated traditional events in the national calendar. Reporting for Zanis at Mukaika in Katete District, I'm Lubasim Tafela.
Mukaika Palace in Katete District was today a hive of activity as people gathered to celebrate the Kulamba traditional ceremony honoring the Chewa people of Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia. Take a look at this report by Amos Zulu.
President Hakainde Hichilema attended the Kulamba traditional ceremony today, joining many others in honoring the Chewa-speaking people of Malawi, Mozambique and Zambia. The helicopter carrying President Hichilema landed at Mukaika grounds around 0956 hours. Upon arrival, President Hichilema was greeted by Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri, Local Government and Rural Development Minister Gary Nkombo, and other cabinet ministers. President Hichilema then called on Paramount Chief Kalonga Gawaundi and was later escorted to the main arena to await the chief's arrival. The climax of the event is when Kalonga Gawaundi is ushered into the main arena as he goes round to greet the people attending the ceremony.
So you can see Kalonga Gawaundi, the importance of this Kulamba ceremony. It goes beyond the culture, the heritage, and other attributes that the Chewa people have maintained over many years. So, we are very, very pleased that your journey, in your quest to maintain peace amongst the Chewa people in Malawi, in Mozambique, and in Zambia, goes beyond the call of your leadership to the Chewa people, but to the populations of Malawi, Mozambique, and Zambia. Ziko Mukwambiri.
During this ceremony, Chewa chiefs and other subjects pay homage to their leader, Kalonga Gawaundi. The chiefs briefed the Gawa on the previous year's achievements and challenges they faced in their respective chiefdoms, and bring him samples of their harvest.
The 2024 Kulamba traditional ceremony is being held under the theme ensuring food security by adopting climate-smart agricultural practices. Amos Zulu reporting from Katete District, Eastern Province.
And traditional leaders have commended government for being involved in the Wildlife Area Protective Bill consultative meeting being coordinated by the Department of National Parks and Wildlife. Chieftainess Simuwezwa, the first of the Ila people in Ishtejiteji, Southern Province, says it is commendable that traditional leaders have been involved because they are custodians of resources, including human life. She has since requested the government to involve traditional leaders from inception whenever they are recused of any act. Meanwhile, representing Mchinga Province, Chief Lundu of the Nsenga people in Chama district said the traditional leaders have requested for 1 month to look at the bill in order to fine-tune with other chiefs that may not have been present. Earlier, the director for the Department of the National Parks and Wildlife, Dominic Chinda, noted that the bill is not only inclusive but has progressive bills in addition to the input that has been submitted by stakeholders.
It's good that the Royal Highnesses have been involved because we are the custodians of the resources and the human life. But my request is the Royal Highnesses, when there's a policy or when there's a repeal of any act, they should be involved from the beginning. It's good that we have been involved because we know there are lacunas, and we have been given a chance to remove what we think should not be in the bill and to add what we think should be left out, and also to ask questions on the statements or sentences which we don't agree upon. Because this bill will target the communities, and the communities come from the chiefdoms.
The bill is quite big, so we need enough time to discuss with our friends down back home, so that we all agree to the same bill. However, there are some very excellent points which are found in this bill that we feel once it is enacted, then will be home and dry. This process, however, started some time back in 2018 when we are to face the reality. And this bill, once it is enacted, it will enhance community participation in protected areas.
Consensus building is key in conservation of natural resources. These resources we are conserving as a department and Ministry of Tourism involves the chiefs also. They are key partners. So we need to make sure that they are well aligned and we agree on the modalities how we are going to manage these natural resources. This bill, once enacted, will iron out a lot of challenges being faced by the department in carrying out its mandate. It has very progressive bills and also the inputs that is coming from the people. By the time it's enacted, we'll make sure that it's very user-friendly and it will enable us enforce the law.
Also in the news, the Bemba Royal Establishment, Crescent Mineral Resources Limited and stakeholders have signed a master mining operationalization agreement. The agreement will allow the parties involved in the mine gold at the newly discovered gold mines in Muchinga Province. Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule officiated at the signing ceremony of the joint mining agreement in Mpika District. Details in the following report.
It was a momentous occasion where Senior Chief Nkula, Crescent Mineral Resources Limited and stakeholders signed the Master Mining Operationalization Agreement. The signing ceremony was witnessed by Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule.
The success of this project will be replicated in other places, meaning that Muchinga Province will have set a pace for others to follow. What we would like to see is a situation where the community members benefit from this resource that God has given them. We want also government to benefit.
Senior Chief Nkula of the Bemba people has urged cooperatives not to sell their licenses.
You are getting these artisanal licenses so that you venture into the mining operations. Not to sell the license so that you get an offtake.
Caprite Geoservices Limited has committed over 10 million United States dollars to the mining project.
We are honored to announce our partnership with Caprite Geoservices Limited, which is our investor in this project. Caprite brings a wealth of expertise and a commitment to excellence that aligns with our vision for responsible and transparent resource management.
Peggy Gutinho for Zanis in Mpika, Muchinga Province.
Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata has cautioned Ruangwa residents against consuming meat from animals whose cause of death has not been ascertained to avoid infectious diseases such as anthrax. Recently, a carcass of a hippo suspected to have died of anthrax was found floating on the Zambezi River in Luangwa district. From the district, Lista Ndumba now reports.
Is a game management area bordering Zambezi and Luangwa rivers. The people in the district are exposed to zoonotic diseases such as anthrax. Addressing the local residents who gathered to have a glimpse of the hippo carcass that was floating on the Zambezi River, Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata emphasized the need for the local residents to avoid eating meat from the animal to avoid contracting diseases.
When we see a carcass like this one, without even knowing the cause of the death, we want to come and get the meat and eat. But remember, anthrax is transmitted from animal to human beings. And if you come and get meat from here, you are going to be infected as well. To also now caution the people around here. Because as we are talking right now, there are already people with knives and pangas just waiting, to feast on it. Oh, yeah. So our appeal to them is that they should not even dare to do that because they are putting their health at risk.
Speaking during a district epidemics meeting held in the district, Luangwa District Commissioner Luke Chikan said the district has recorded a suspected human anthrax case and one animal anthrax case as of 20th August 2024.
There's need for us to ensure we start implementing various public health measures to prevent the spread of the disease and proper disposal of infected animal carcasses in a one healthy approach. Multi-sectorial coordination and cooperation to effectively respond to the outbreak. And hence I encourage unity, open communication, and information sharing amongst stakeholders.
And the public health officer under the Department of Health, Ethel explained some measures that can be taken to prevent the spread of the anthrax in the district.
Then we also need to manage our carcass, so we need to contain it. So we need to isolate the carcass and prevent contamination of other animals, people, or the environment. Also have meat inspections, seeing that this is a zoonotic disease, and then we have animals that are domesticated and also wild animals, and they often are in the same environment. So we need to ensure that meat inspections are intensified. Every animal that is about to be slaughtered should be checked, and the responsible officers are a vet, Luangwa Town Council, and District Health Office.
The hippo carcass has since been disposed of by the key departments in the district. Lista Ndumba, Luangwa District.
We take our first break. Stay tuned for more interesting stories coming up.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. The Food Reserve Agency, FRA, has procured over 157,000 metric tons of maize in Northern Province in the ongoing maize marketing season. This is from the initial target of 100,000 metric tons that the province has been given to purchase this season. And Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundo has disclosed that the province has now set its own target to procure over 200,000 metric tons of maize. More in this report.
Setrites are packed with stacks of maize, but more farmers are bringing the commodity to the Food Reserve Agency FRA depot. This is a situation in many satellites across Northern Province. Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundo, who visited Mbala and Sengayo districts, disclosed that the province has exceeded its target for maize purchases this marketing season and is now working on a new target.
As at yesterday, total in Northern Province, we are sitting at 157,000 metric tons. Our target, which we have revised ourselves, is 200,000 metric tons. And this has been achieved because of your involvement, all of you, all of us working together, encouraging our local farmers to sell their maize to FRA.
Mbala District Commissioner Justus Kazwe, whose district has recorded the highest maize purchases, disclosed the quantity FRA has procured in the area.
Mbala District has so far bought 33,068 metric tons of white maize, surpassing the projected targeted, which was 19,000 metric tons.
Meanwhile, Senga Hill District Administrative Officer Tami Mambwe informed the Permanent Secretary about the wetland agriculture program being implemented by the Department of Community Development.
So far, our district has received 3,600 bags of D and urea. Then we have also received 400 bags of maize seed. So we are waiting for the balance of 3,200.
Geoffrey Piri reporting for Zanis in Mbala District.
Now on the Copper Belt, where Zambeef Products PLC is soon expected to commission its $12 million United States flour milling plant in Pongwe District. Once fully operational, the milling plant is expected to boost flour exports in the Southern African region. Let's hear the details in this report.
Zambeef PLC has continued to complement government efforts in the agriculture sector through its mechanized farming. The company is in the next few weeks scheduled to commission its multi-million US dollar flour milling plant in Mpongwe District. The flour milling plant is expected to create over 100 direct jobs. Henry Kasanga is Zambeef Flour Mills General Manager.
So far we are over 90% in terms of to date. On the mechanical side, we are almost 100%. On the electrical side, that's where we are around 90%, but by next week, we should start testing.
Zambeef Corporate Affairs and Sustainability Executive Ezekiel Sekele says the company is excited with the project.
The new plant here, it will have the capacity to process 50 million kgs of wheat, raw wheat, or 50,000 tons per year of raw wheat into finished flour of an equivalent of 40 million kgs of 40,000 tons. Therein, we're beginning to see doubling of capacity.
Noah Kangali for Zanis in Mpongwe.
The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has released about 700,000 kwacha to Kafue District Council for the Cash for Work program, which is meant to provide relief to people affected by the drought. Town Council Secretary Wupe Mutanya disclosed this during the stakeholders engagement meeting. Naomi Piri gives us the details.
The government has released about 700,000 kwacha to Kafue District Town Council for the Cash for Work program, which is meant to provide relief to the people affected by the droughts. The Cash for Work program, which will run for 6 months, will benefit 5,472 people in Kafue District. Kafue Town Council Secretary Wupe Mutanya says the program demonstrates government's commitment in ensuring that the decentralization is fully implemented by the local people.
The government of the Republic of Zambia, through the able leadership of His Excellency, Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, through the National Treasury, has released funding to our current ministry, which is the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, for the program for Cash for Work. And the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has in turn also released funding to the local authorities. So as we speak right now, the money is in our account. This is highly commendable from government, that we are seeing decentralization being implemented this kind of empowerment.
Kafue Council Chairperson Wumba Malambo called on the local authority to ensure that payments under the Cash for Work program are made on time.
The money will be coming from the council coffers. So I also want to say this, I always want to say this, that on the treasury part, please help us. That we are the money, but money are taking on money, but Baba Mayor, because kind of the chairperson, so they'll say it's the mayor. So we don't want that situation. Please.
Meanwhile, the civic leader and the Ward Development Committee leaders have pledged to ensure a successful implementation of the Cash for Work program.
To also learn that our people, the beneficiaries, the people that are stricken by this drought through hunger, will be actually getting paid 600 kwacha in 10 days, meaning that in a month we'll have a set of 2 different groups working in a ward and getting paid 600 kwacha.
Given a mandate as WDCs to identify the vulnerable people that are going to take up this responsibility of working through the projects that we're going to identify. So I'm just appealing to the government that we make sure that we do the right thing.
Reporting, I'm Nampiri.
And on our education segment, Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kabika says the government has redesigned the scope of girls' education, women's empowerment and livelihoods GWEL so that it caters for schoolgirls from upper primary to tertiary levels as opposed to only catering from grade 8 to 12. Ms. Kabika was speaking when she visited Kasama Girls and Laura Girls Secondary School being supported by GWEL. The Gender Permanent Secretary is in Northern Province to monitor and evaluate the implementation of the GWEL project in the area. Pefias Mutale has the details.
These are some of the girls benefiting from the Girls' Education, Women's Empowerment and Livelihoods GWEL project in Kasama District. They are meeting Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kabika, who is in the Northern Province monitoring and evaluating the project's implementation. At Kasama Girls, the Permanent Secretary assured the girls that the GWEL project has been redesigned.
We are now going countrywide so that we can capture as many children as possible. Yes, and even the identification of just saying only those ones from social cash transfer homes should benefit. Even that will now soon be a thing of the past. So we have redesigned the program.
The girls expressed gratitude to the government.
Your coming has not only brought joy, but also it has brought a big motivation to us so that we may work hard for the betterment of our future.
Ms. Kabika also visited nearby Laura Girls Secondary School, where she carried a good message for the girls.
Just found at Laura Girls, we say welcome, welcome to the school of happy girls. Welcome everyone.
So we said, okay, so if we leave them at grade 12, we wouldn't have added enough value to their lives. So why don't we also support them into tertiary so that they're able to get a degree, isn't it? So that when you get a degree, one day you can be a PGO like herself, you can be Debs like himself, you can be a teacher like themselves, you can be a PS like myself, you can be like the Vice President.
The Gender Division coordinates the implementation of the GWEL project. The project aims to support the government of Zambia to increase access to livelihood support to women and access to education to disadvantaged girls. Pefias Mutale, Zanis News in Kasama, Northern Province.
Now on empowerment, Mitete Member of Parliament Mishek Mutelo has challenged beneficiaries of the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, to prudently use the funds if poverty is to be reduced at household level. Mr. Mutelo was speaking when he handed over a vehicle to education authorities and check worth 3.2 million kwacha to 32 clubs under CDF. Cosmas Soko has the rest of the story.
takondwera maningi tichita thank you kuli ba president HH wakaenda achirema mulungu akudaliseni mavuto aja amene tenze nawo
We are grateful for His Excellency, the President, for the money. May God bless you abundantly.
Cecilia Mlondo of Nyala Ward in Mitete constituency is one of the beneficiaries of the 2024 CDF loan component. The local authority has disbursed the 3.2 million kwacha to 32 clubs under the 2024 Constituency Development Fund.
Through bold decisions that the Republican president came up with in order to empower people that are in rural areas such as Mitete. So today we are disbursing a sum of 3,200,000 kwacha to the people of Mitete.
Area Member of Parliament Mishek Mtero graced the handover ceremony with a word to the beneficiaries.
My caution and word to the beneficiaries is that they should use the monies prudently. It's a revolving fund. If they will use the money prudently, I'm pretty sure the poverty levels in Mitete shall be minimized and the living standards shall be uplifted.
Mr. Mtero also handed over a brand new vehicle to education authorities to ease transport challenges faced in implementing the Keeping Girls in School program.
We have had challenges with transport matters. I'm pretty sure the vehicle shall be put to good use.
We want to express our profound gratitude for this gift in form of a motor vehicle.
Cosma Soka, Zanis in Mitete District, Western Province.
We take our second break. More stories coming after the break. Stay tuned.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topster channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
Come back, you are still watching Zanis News. The Lavelle Fund for the Blind, a charitable grant-making foundation in conjunction with the Lions Club International Foundation, has disbursed over $265,000 United States for eye health care services in Western Province. Lions Club International Foundation chairperson Pat Hill disclosed this at the launch of the Strengthening Comprehensive Eye Care Project.
We have several projects that are delivering service here in Zambia with local Lions, our global foundation, and our corporate partners as well. We also have been engaging with government agencies. This visit is focused largely on the Ministry of Health projects that we have collaborated on to help extend further service to the citizens here. We have done some vision work in some of the rural areas. Yesterday I was in Kitwe and we were working with the Kitwe Eye Teaching Hospital to work on their projects in screening people in the rural communities, especially identifying young children with untreated, uncorrected cataracts, which interfere with their ability to become literate and to be productive citizens. So through the Lions screening and our partnership with the hospitals, we're able to provide cataract surgeries, which provide vision for those children. I also had the opportunity to visit Ndola Lions School for the Blind. Again, a government school co-founded with Lions in Ndola and supported by many of our charitable partners. So there, we were able to meet with teachers and leaders in the community to talk about the ongoing challenges for ensuring that we have high-quality education for all of our...
And we also have a number of projects that we do with UTH to do donations. And I'm aware that there's a club that is going there tomorrow to do donations in terms of foodstuffs and other toys for the children who are incarcerated in the UTH Cancer Disease Hospital. And on the 14th of September, again, we're going to donate foodstuffs and also other items to the children at the cancer hospital as well.
The Universal Peace Federation, UFP, says it is committed to work with government to propagate messages of peace in the country. Lusaka Province Minister Shaw Muliata, who officiated at the peace walk by the Federation, says peace can only prevail through concerted efforts of all stakeholders. Here's a report.
The Universal Peace Federation, UFP, in conjunction with the Family Federation for World Peace, Women's Federation, today celebrated the Peace Road Tour in Zambia with various religious groups under the theme Peace Begins With Me. Speaking at the event, Interreligious Association for Peace and Development Zambia, IAPD, Bishop David Masupa, says his federation supports President Hakainde Hichilema's peace advocacy.
To zero in, I must really make mention that it is very, very important that today we have come together to demonstrate how eager we want peace to prevail within our own country, Zambia. Honorable Minister, we want to make an appeal through you to our beloved Republican President, Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, that us as Family Federation for World Peace and Unification, we stand with him and we stand with all the religious leaders in the country to continue propagating the messages of peace.
And Lusaka Province Minister Shiu Muliata, who officiated at the event, echoed that peace is essential in the country.
It is the desire of the government under the able leadership of His Excellency Dr. Hakainde Hichilema to see that all the people in the country live in peace and harmony as it embarks on uniting and developing all parts of our nation. Many of us here have witnessed and heard the President championing peace and unity at every forum. Therefore, as government, we will support and work with people that have programs which are tailored, made towards the promotion of peace and togetherness, because this is a fundamental bedrock for any society or country.
Meanwhile, Family Federation for World Peace and Unification Zambia calls for common values to unite people in the country.
I cannot prosper alone if you are remaining behind. Then we identify universal values that make us human beings. Before I am a Muslim, before I am a Christian, I am a human being. And God created human beings. So it is that should unite us as a common value that we all should cherish.
Kasoka Sakaimbo reporting, Lusaka.
Over 600 student nurses and midwives have graduated in Wapula Province. Provincial Minister Njavwa Simutowe, who officiated at the combined graduation ceremony, reiterated government's commitment to continue investing in health skills and infrastructure to promote delivery of quality healthcare services. Let's take a look at this report.
To enhance and ensure sustainability of health personnel, government has pledged its continued commitments to invest in the education sector for more trained health personnel. Under this quest, a third combined graduation ceremony of 616 diploma nurses and midwives from 4 nursing colleges, Mansa, Mbereshi, St. Paul's, and Wapula Hub of Knowledge in Wapula Province, was held at Monsabombo District Hospital in Monsabombo District.
In order to improve the quality of this service delivery, the province is in the process of opening another college of nursing in Sanfia, which will add to the numbers of schools that we have in the province. And guest of honor, this is going to help us in reducing the deficit that we have in the province in terms of qualified human resource.
Luapula Province Minister Njavasim Towe has assured of government's continued investment in health skills and infrastructure to enhance healthcare services.
The new Dawn government places a lot of importance on the training of health professionals, with understanding that a well-trained workforce in health contributes greatly towards achieving universal and health coverage. To this effect, the government last week signed 2 contracts. The first one is for the construction of 5 level 1 hospitals, 120 health centers. The other is for the completion of Ikeleni Hospital, whose works are stalled after building started in 2012.
Meanwhile, the graduating students have pledged commitments to serving the people through quality healthcare.
As graduates, we extend our deepest sense of appreciation. We have been fortunate enough to be trained by a team of very proactive and dedicated staff. I would like to congratulate all the graduates and indeed myself for their hard work. May God Almighty bless us. We are all qualified nurses and midwives now.
Shpiri Makasa, reporting for Zanis in Mwansabombo District, Luapula Province.
In other news, MAD Foundation, a company which deals in a sale of clothing, among other services, has donated assorted food items to St. Charity Community School in Lusaka as part of its corporate social responsibility. MAD Foundation representative Patrick Nsama says the donation is aimed at supporting the school meet its daily feeding program of over 100 learners.
Sustainable Development Goal number 4 ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. For this reason, MAD Foundation has extended its helping hand to St. Charity Community School by donating various food items to enable the school meet its daily feeding program.
We are very delighted that you've come today. We have seen where you are and we have listened to your needs. So we shall go back, have a roundtable meeting as management and begin to define the way forward, how we are going to collaborate with this wonderful school. But we appeal to you that even when Madam Chilufya is struggling, is pushing so hard to make sure that this feeding program goes on, we want you, the beneficiaries, to concentrate. All right? When you're in the class, do what? Concentrate. All right? So that her efforts do not go to where? To waste. We want 15 years from now, one of you will be able to come back here and donate to this school. Can you say amen to that? Amen. Yes. 20 years from now, 25 years from now, 3, 4, 5 of you must come back and begin to donate to this school. Why? Because you will apply yourselves now. So once again, on behalf of MAD Foundation, we are so grateful to Chilufya and the team, the founder of this school. This is as it should be. Remember, the principle is very clear. The Lord blesses the hand that giveth.
St. Charity Community School founder Chilufya Simwanza expressed gratitude to MAD Foundation for the gesture.
I'm very grateful that MAD has decided to help us because it's been challenging, because we have to do a lot of things out of pocket. And we still want to see these children develop. We still want to see them continue learning. We've had in total about 500 children that have passed through this school. Some are already in grade 8, 9, and I feel a bit emotional because this is not what I expected. When they said they were coming to assist, I honestly just thought, I didn't expect this much. So I'm very grateful to MAD for the contribution they've made, and I hope that we can continue in this partnership.
One of the pupils who spoke on behalf of other learners commended the donor for the gesture.
I appreciate for everything that you did for us. Thank you for bringing all these things to us and will be considering to school. Thank you for considering.
This initiative by MAD Foundation will no doubt improve the quality of education at the school. Zanis reports, Lusaka.
We end the news with a sports item. The Professional Golfers Association of Zambia, PGAZ, has called on the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts not to relent in its efforts to supporting other sports fraternities such as golf so that they continue to grow. The association says a number of sports associations under different fields in the country were putting in place initiatives to grow their disciplines whose efforts must be supported by the ministry and other sectors. The newly elected association president said this today at the just ended PGAZ annual general meeting, which was preceded by the Professional Golf Invitational Final Leaderboard held at Bonanza Golf Club in Lusaka. Meanwhile, Sydney Mwemba of Lusaka Golf Club won the Professional Golf Invitational Final Leaderboard tournament, which was also participated by players from Chilanga, Chainama, Nabonre, and Trident Golf Clubs. That sport item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. President Hichilema graces Kulamba traditional ceremony. Mining operationalization agreement signed. Flour milling plant awaits commissioning. Plus, Kafue receives funds for drought relief. That's all we had for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Faith Katai, and my sign language interpreter has been Joas Shikombwe. Have a pleasant viewing.